Ah, yes, another day on the internet. We got the Ghost of Yōtei showcase today, and everyone's got something to say, as always. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games I've ever played, and I've beat it probably 3 or 4 times, and I've loved it every single time. So I've been catching up on this game, and I'm very excited. Just kidding, I'm not that excited, but I'm not excited. It'll just probably be one of those games where I wait to see what people are saying of it and how they feel before I decide to spend the money on it because it's pretty expensive. I still think it's probably going to be a pretty good game and it's going to succeed no matter what. But I wanted to see what people are saying about this because there has been some controversy. As always these days, most games can't be left out of anything. You skipped a $70 game just because you didn't like the main character's face? Yes. In fact, I did. Wow, that's quite the fire starter. Let's see what they got to say. No, I don't play female warriors as a rule. I refuse to feed the feminist fantasy trope. You can already guess what the two sides of this argument are. It's either she's ugly, I don't like her, I'm not paying $70 for this shit, or you're a piece of shit for saying this and you're missing out on a great game. There's nobody in the middle, as always. Yep, I always knew this was coming. The great comparison. I was waiting for this one, and it kind of bothers me a little. Look, not every not every character in a video game, female specifically, is gonna look like Eve from Stellar Blade, guys. Like, I get what you're saying. You think she's ugly, and you don't want to play as someone ugly. But let's just not have Eve as the standard. I'm gonna be honest, I think most people would be happy with just a pretty girl. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Ghost of Yōtei is a stunningly beautiful game with hideous protagonists. Do you agree? Jesus. There is a lot of people talking about this, and I don't think she's hideous. That's like hideous is quite the term. I think she's fine. The thing that bothers me the most is like what this guy says is she's basically just a mercenary now, just a revenge story. And you know what? I think there's more to this. I don't think people actually think she's as ugly as they say. I think people just cannot stand the actor that plays Yotei in this game because she says a lot of things. You probably already know who she is if you're watching this, but let me introduce you to her anyway.
And the winner of the LGBTQ plus Voice Actor of the Year award is Erika Ishii.
Thank you so much for this amazing honor. I have loved games since I was little, and I've been queer since well before that.
How are you queer before you're even little?
I am so fortunate to be doing what I love, thanks to the help of my friends and loved ones, my family, my team of agent hotties over at CESD, countless engineers, writers, developers, gamers, and events like this one. So thank you. I would be remiss not to acknowledge that these times are frightening and our community's rights are under threat.
All right, you're not here for a LGBT whatever pep talk, but you get the gist. This is the person we're dealing with, so you'll just have to bear with me while we go through this. Also, that's just such a confusing video we just watched there. It's July, so you're giving a voice actor award for the year halfway through the year. Also, like you have to be gay to get this award. Like, why can't you just like you didn't want the normal like what about the voice actor of the year award? Why does it have to be well, whatever. Well, while you're researching this person, you're gonna run into some pretty awesome tweets that I I don't really know what to say. This is just one of those people. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is like this is a lot. This is one of the I'm not gonna read these out loud because I don't want to say any of I don't want to say this, but the top one is crazy. I mean, you can say what you want about the politics. Like, yeah, it is overly annoying, but it's basically just the same recycled garbage we see every day. Oh, but the top one, now when you enter a bestiality zone, this is some real messed up shit. And nobody's gonna back you up on this one. And I think people wouldn't be as mad if it was just voiced by her. But this is a clone. Like this is a clone of this girl.
flowers shining through the trees.
Like, I mean, come on, guys. This you could have like taught her a basic cool looking technique for this video. You didn't have to do some dumb shit like that. But enough talk about her because there's not much else to say. A lot of people just really don't like her. Although I don't think she can be the cause of the failure of this game. I think it doesn't help by removing Jin and replacing him with this. My issue isn't with the actor, it's just the character. The reason I love Ghost of Tsushima so much was because of the characters and the narrative and the honor and disobeying that honor. It it gave you such a it gave you such a raw feeling. I sound like an idiot and it doesn't really make sense what I'm saying, but you feel the way Jin felt as he had to disobey his samurai rules. And not that I'm against revenge stories or anything like that. It just doesn't seem to suit the Japanese samurai tone that we were given in the first game. And I understand that you're going against the samurai code and you're doing shady stuff, but it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me. I'll probably play the game and I'll probably think it's fine, but I don't think the narrative is going to be as good. Which, speaking of the narrative, how convenient. My next topic is actually about the writers. I don't know. I wasn't excited for the narrative swap in the first place, but these guys, really? Like, the writers, like, why? Why? Didn't you see how well that game did? How well loved Mass Effect Andromeda is for its story? I know I should be a little more faithful and have hype, be excited, positivity, but it's just so hard these days when it's the same people writing the same garbage. Like, man, these are the people who wrote Anthem, which that's a game you're not going to be able to play anymore. Anthem, a game that was despised because of its narrative. Well, maybe not because of its narrative, but there was a lot wrong with that game. But it was one of the big factors. And who knows, I could be just completely proven wrong when this game comes out. The track record just doesn't look great. Although, on the positive side, if you're one of those people who just doesn't give a shit about narrative, couldn't care less about the writing, whether there's a good story, any of that, this game looks incredible. It is visually so impressive, and it'll be interesting to see with all the new things they come up with. It's cool that you do have multiple weapon choices now, and I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more ghost abilities and whatnot.
And lastly, we've partnered with the director of Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe. Turn this mode on to listen to some original lo-fi tracks directed by Watanabe himself.
You see, doesn't it just look beautiful? And it's kind of funny. I've seen people actually complaining about this music. People complain about anything nowadays. I love how this music has been like bundled in with the DEI virtue signaling stuff. It's just, oh, I just love it. I'm gonna have to agree with Cody on this one. I love music in video games, and this is a great option. People should probably try to be a little more specific when they're pointing out things they don't like instead of bundling all together. Because let's be real, this game, even with all the things I just pointed out, can still end up being quite good in my opinion. Unlike a lot of people, I am able to separate whether I think a game is good and whether I like a game. Some things just aren't made for me, but it's like I said, time will tell. And this is a big game. This is a huge launch for Sony. This isn't something that's going to be held down by an ugly protagonist. There's a lot of people looking up for this. And let's be real, she's not bald, she's not fat. She's just not super hot, and I guess a lot of people don't like that. She's not ugly. I mean, let's be real. Like, I mean, I've worked in customer service. Anybody who works in customer service knows ugly people. She's not one of them. Like, somebody can be turned ugly by their personality, don't get me wrong. She could end up being real ugly if she's just some scumbag, but it's time will tell, like I've been saying. But anyway, I just wanted to cover this because it's a pretty big game. Let me know what you think below. I'm curious what everyone has to say about this because it's a pretty polarizing topic right now. But thanks for watching now. I'll see you later.